This is Will County's News Talk Sports 1340 WJOL. It's Tuesday morning. It's time for Money Talk, brought to you by the NuMark Credit Union. Carrie Endress is here. She's the Vice President of Marketing. Carrie, good morning.
Good morning, Scott. How are you doing?
Good. Did you see the picture of Darth Doggy on our website?
I did not. Oh, I did see him.
Yeah.
Yes.
The winner of
our
my
goodness.
Furry Friends Pet Contest, Halloween Costume Contest. Darth Doggy won. It's brought to you by NuMark Credit Union. So thank you for doing that. We had a lot of fun over the last couple of weeks.
Oh, he was super cute. And he had quite the marketing campaign that I could tell. So awesome.
Yes,
that was awesome.
That's what it takes, right?
That's what it takes.
That's what it takes. You got it. Well, thanks for doing that. That was a lot of fun.
Oh, our pleasure.
Now, today, we are going to be giving away two $15 Baker Square gift cards, compliments of NuMark Credit Union. What we'll do at the end of the show, we will ask you to repeat some piece of information, some nugget of knowledge, some moment of brilliance that these two gentlemen are going to bestow upon us. And if you are the first person to do that at 254-7300, you will receive those two $15 Baker Square gift cards. A lot of pressure on our two guests here today, Carrie.
Absolutely.
I think they'll be just
it's
fine,
going to
right?
be not a problem. I have complete confidence.
That's good. Hey, let me quickly ask you, veterans, are you a veteran of the United States Armed Forces? NuMark now has a new active veteran and military account that offers special rates and services. It is valid for new and current accounts. With each veteran account opened, $10 will be donated to Wreaths Across America to honor veterans and their families. Enjoy a free box of checks, free cashier checks, and much more. To learn more about NuMark's new military, give them a call at 815-729-3211 or visit NuMarkCU.org. That's NuMarkCU.org. And I have a feeling, Carrie, that's what we're going to be talking about today, right?
We will talk about that a little bit today. We are veterans serving veterans at our credit union, so that's why Wreaths Across America is so dear to our heart as well.
Great. And I believe we had these two gentlemen in studio last year. Daniel Schlifka is a Master Sergeant, United States Air Force, retired, and Wally Chilapala? Chipala? All right, I'll try to throw in a little extra letter in there. He is a volunteer board member for NuMark Credit Union. Daniel, good morning. Nice to see you, sir.
Good morning, Scott. How you doing?
I'm awesome. Thank you for your service all those years. How many?
So I have 20 years, 10 months, and 23 days when I retired.
Well, you had down to the second, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
And Wally, what did you do, or what do you do for a living?
When I was in the service, I was drafted in 69, 70s.
Okay.
I spent my time in the United States Army and was in Vietnam for 13 of those months.
13 months. Yeah. Where exactly in Vietnam were you?
Tan Son Nhut.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you for your service, sir.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, that's it's so when you heard about something like this, you're probably like, we're all in, right?
Wreaths Across America is yes, very dear to our hearts.
Yeah. Wally, let's start with you here. Talk a little bit about your service. You told us what you did. You were drafted into the.
Yes, I was.
Okay, so talk a little bit about what that was like. You were a young man, just out of high school probably, and to get that kind of call probably had to have been a bit of a shock.
Yeah, and of course at that time I lived in the city of Chicago, so when you got that letter, it had that token in there because it was a bus, and when they dropped that letter down, you knew exactly what it was. It was your draft notification. I was not in the lottery. I was before lottery.
Okay.
So when you got it, you went and you did your duty.
Yeah. Still think about it often, or try to put it out of your mind?
No,
or?
it's there.
It's there.
It's still there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Daniel, what about you? What motivated you to become a member of the United States Air Force?
Well, I entered right after high school, and I was looking to it, getting some good job training involved, some education. I was able to get several degrees while I was in. Traveled to 17 countries.
Wow.
I'm still serving the Air Force as a junior ROTC instructor at the Lincoln Way High School, District 210. So, my service still continues, even though I'm officially retired.
Officially retired, but your service still continues. All right.
Yes,
well,
sir.
Hence the uniform, right?
Yes, sir.
You got it right. Okay. Well, that's a little bit about Daniel and Wally here today. Wally now is a volunteer board of director. What is your role now at NuMark Credit Union?
Well, I've been a director within the credit unions for about 35 years, different credit unions, and we merged with NuMark years ago, and that's how I became a board member on NuMark's credit union. And currently, I'm also on the ELCO. I'm on the budget, and I'm on the credit committee also, serves on that.
Stay active, huh?
Yes, we do.
You like it?
It's a great credit union.
And Carrie, correct me if I'm wrong, aren't all your board members volunteer board members?
All of our board members are volunteers, and actually all of them are veterans as well. So that's why we are Veterans Serving Veterans. And if you wanted to read a little bit more about their service and what they've done, we have on our website at NuMarkCU.org, there's an article about them and also a video about them. They're amazing. They're wonderful. And we're very blessed at NuMark Credit Union to have them be our leaders. And they are all volunteers, and I think some of them can't even remember how long they've actually served because they know who was on first, but how many years has it been? But it's very long
decades.
tenure.
We just say decades.
Decades. Yes,
yeah.
they're just counting decades now. Yes.
Did that happen by accident? All the board members have veterans?
Just happened by accident. Yes, it is, Scott. It's not a prerequisite. It just happens to be that two of our directors are Purple Heart recipients, and one is actually a Bronze Star.
Oh, good stuff. Good stuff.
Yes.
All right, so this now brings us to Mr. Daniel. Today we're talking about Wreaths Across America project. What is it?
Well, the Wreaths Across America is a national project with a mission to remember, honor, and teach by coordinating wreath-laying ceremonies at national cemeteries really across the nation. Our goal here is to remember our fallen U.S. soldiers, veterans, honor those who serve, and teach children the value of freedom.
How did you get involved personally?
I've been involved since kind of the inception when we actually first started, like 15 years ago. We had like 400 wreaths. We had a little small ceremony, and we just, laid down, our few wreaths that we had, and we've just grown ever since.
That's
so
awesome.
I've been involved with the ceremony specifically, though.
All right, well, we'll get into that ceremony here in a moment. Wally, as far as Wreaths Across America, why do you feel it's important personally?
Master Sergeant Slifka stated, it's to remember, to honor, teach the next generation. I mean, that is such a key part of if you attend one of the ceremonies out there, you're going to see that, you're going to hear that. And actually, when you walk this, if you haven't had a chance, you need to go out to Abraham Lincoln National Cemetery. It is right in our backyard.
Yeah.
And, earlier in your program, you're talking about the voter apathy. You take a ride through Abraham Lincoln National Cemetery, you come out of there, you're a voter.
You're going to vote. You're going to run to the nearest poll.
You are a voter.
Yeah, you are.
No.
It's amazing. I took my daughter out there and my son about 3 years ago and didn't really tell them much other than we were going to a national cemetery, and it was as quiet in that car as it could possibly be. No phones, nobody looking at see if they got text message or whatever. It was an amazing experience.
And it's in our backyard.
I know. It's right here. And very few people respect the fact or realize the fact that we have it here, and we should volunteer. We should do whatever we can down there. How did you first learn of the program, though, Wally? Do you remember?
I think it was after that photo had gone viral in 2005, and it was on the internet about the whole Wreaths Across America program, and just went there. Just went out to Abe Lincoln, the one third Saturday in December. Participated just to go out there, see what it was about, and then came back to the board. And I says, you know what, we got to do something to help these guys out. Sure,
Carrie. Let's talk a little bit about how NuMark has been a part of this now for how long, and what have you done to help the program?
It's definitely been, I think, 10 years or better that we've been a part of it, and it is something near and dear to our hearts. And in the last 5 years, we've raised over $12,500 and counting, because we're actually collecting money now in all of our branches to give towards Wreaths Across America, and we're matching the first $750 of those donations as well. Okay. But we do flag sales throughout the year, and we do accept those donations. And last year we raised $3,150, so it was 315 wreaths that we were able to sponsor at Abraham Lincoln Cemetery, and we're looking to do even more this year.
Good stuff. All right, Daniel, I'm going to turn it over to you now. When does this year's ceremony take place?
Well, the ceremony is on Saturday, December 15th at the Abraham Lincoln National Cemetery, and it begins at 11 a.m. And I tell you, the ceremony itself is very solemn. It's a very wonderful place to be, to see, and to really witness the ceremony take place. We got active duty members participating in it. We got our kids, our cadets, and just a wonderful ceremony to partake of.
So how many different locations then taking place?
We're looking at probably just over 1,400 different locations across the United States who will be conducting the ceremony, and with over 1.5 million different wreaths to lay. So it's just a big day for all the national cemeteries.
And what's the number here in Elwood?
Our number of wreaths, we're looking at probably about 15,000.
15,000? How long does it take you to do this?
It'll take me a couple hours. Depends on the number of volunteers out there, and it's important for them to be out there.
Yeah, absolutely. So, all right. So there's going to be Saturday, December 15th. Is this always on a Saturday?
Third Saturday.
Saturday. It is the third Saturday. Okay, I'll remember that next year now. I'll have to ask that again.
And this all happens simultaneously across the country at the same time.
That's cool. Very, very cool. All right. So are you looking, Daniel, for volunteers?
Absolutely. We're looking for volunteers. With, 15,000 wreaths, it's going to be needed, volunteers to show up, obviously dress for the weather. It's hard to say. We've had beautiful days in the past. We have just lousy cold.
Snow.
Sleet, snow, you name it. Yeah, so make sure you dress for the weather. And after the 11 a.m. ceremony, they can just jump in anywhere and start placing wreaths.
All right. They probably need to tell you they're coming, though, right?
Nope.
They just show up.
Absolutely.
Okay,
yeah,
wow.
Thousands there.
All right. Very, very cool. Wally, in your eyes, in terms of the meaning behind sponsoring these wreaths, what is that meaning?
Well, it's mostly to honor, the veterans that have been out there. And I want to give you two little quick stories about personal what happened. But this happened on Flags In and Flags Out. That's over to Memorial Day. But a very similar situation where you walk up to a headstone marker, you look at it, you see who's there, and you pay your respect, to the individual that's there. Well, this year earlier at the Flags In, which is similar to the Wreaths Across America, volunteering going out to place them. There was one headstone I was putting a flag at, and it was it's got Gerald Bolsiak, and on the bottom of his marker says he's USS Silversides. I have a friend in Muskegon who's a docent on the Silverside, so I send him that. And this guy Gerald, he sent me back the story. He worked he retired from Illinois. He moved to Muskegon just to go back onto his submarine. He served on it in World War II. Okay, He was on the 14th Patrol on the submarine, and then after he went there volunteering, ended up becoming the director. And then when he passed, he was buried back at Abraham Lincoln National Cemetery. He's over in Section 9A. On that Tuesday, when I was taking flags out, I'm over in Section 10 pulling a flag out, and I look down at the bottom of the marker. I see KIA USS Oklahoma. And I go, whoa, wait a minute. And then underneath it is December 7th, 1941. Oh, wow. That's who's out there. This guy's name is Michael Gladazik. I think I butchered his last name. He's in Section 10, like the fourth or fifth row on the very end. But when you go out there, that's what hits you. So when you talk about paying respect and remembering and even teaching, I didn't know that we had a Pearl Harbor person out there.
Wow.
And if anybody wants to go, he's in Section 10, about the fourth or fifth row in on the right side, all the way on the end. And then I went home, did the story on him, and he was identified through this DNA sampling of family, and his remains were brought over to Abraham Lincoln. So it's,
incredible.
That's why you do that.
Yeah, that's exactly why you do it. Daniel, if there's someone out there that has a loved one at Abraham Lincoln National Cemetery, how can they make sure their loved one is honored with one of your wreaths?
There's a couple ways of getting that done. The most efficient way in order to get a grave-specific wreath is to email Debbie Bennett at proudarmysis4@sbcglobal.net. She has a paperwork, but also you can visit the Facebook page, Wreaths Across America, Abraham Lincoln Cemetery, and go on that Facebook as well to get a hold of her. And I do believe that NuMark has paperwork for grave-specific wreaths.
Right. We will have that available at all of our locations. So if you would like to do that, you can just take that paperwork and fill it out, and we can help make that happen. And there's the deadline, so make sure you follow the deadline, yes.
Okay. All right. So 15,000 wreaths, huh?
Yes, sir.
All right. 15,000. That is a ton. Daniel, if somebody's listening right now and they're interested in becoming a part of this, not necessarily just volunteering that day, but the whole program called Wreaths Across America, is there like a national website, a national number people can find?
Yes, sir, there is. You can support the project by sponsoring a wreath to be placed on any veteran's grave. The wreaths are $15, and all the wreaths are there is because someone or a business or a club donated it. Everybody's encouraged to go to the wreathsacrossamerica.org to make a donation to sponsor a wreath, and make sure you mark Abraham Lincoln National Cemetery.
Okay. All right. And then come on out on the 15th of December by 11 a.m. What kind of ceremony will take place prior to the start of the placing?
The ceremony is really, we have individual service wreaths that we present to all 5 branches to include Coast Guard and Merchant Marine. So we have representatives from each branch that we we present a wreath to that service, and there's a very formal reading to it, and it's just a wonderful ceremony to see. It takes, again, about a half hour. I would say get out there early because traffic gets jammed up pretty bad. So make sure you get that at least a half hour prior to the ceremony to make it in time.
Master Sergeant, United States Air Force, Daniel Slivka, nice seeing you again, sir. Thanks for coming in. Good luck with the event.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Wally Chapala, also NuMark Credit Union, volunteer board member and veteran from Vietnam. Thank you, sir. Nice seeing you again.
Thank you.
All right. And make sure you wear your boots that day, okay?
Yes, we will.
All right, good.
Yes, we do.
Carrie, before we spring you, thank you for having these gentlemen in here today. I love this. We do a lot of these throughout the course of the year, but this is one of my favorites, so thank you.
And this is special to me, too. I just buried my grandfather in Arlington in February.
Oh, wow.
And so, and my grandmother as well. And just the thought that perhaps someone might lay a wreath on his grave this year is something really meaningful. So it's for the families. It's to remember the veterans. And it really is a family affair to go out there and spend some time looking at every single one of those folks, of course, has their own story and loved ones who loved them. So this is something really important.
Well said. And it's all help, of course, aided by NuMark Credit Union, who will sponsor. You guys will literally sponsor hundreds of wreaths out there on that day. Thanks, Carrie. Good seeing you again. Thank you, guys.
See you too, Scott.
Are you a veteran of the United States Armed Forces? NuMark has a new active veteran and military account that offers special rates and services that's valid for new and current accounts. With each veteran account opened, $10 will be donated to Wreaths Across America to honor vets and their families. Enjoy a free box of checks, free cashier's checks, and much, much more. To learn more about NuMark's new military program, call them at 815-729-3211 or visit NuMarkCU.org. That's NuMarkCU.org.